Alright guys, Sarnia War Room is here, game 3 in October, and so far we have the US just building up on both coasts. Britain took all of Canada over to London, and they tried the Taranto raid, and it didn't go their way. So Italy controls the Mediterranean, which is not good. Germany took France as usual, hit most of the ships up in England, but not everything. Russia just played defense, moved some people from out east back in towards Moscow. Japan pushed on China's door a little bit, took Kwangtung, that's about it. Moved a lot of their fleet out towards the US and down towards the Carolina Island there. Anzac didn't do much at all, they did take a Money Island. Pacific, Britain took a Money Island, bolstered a little bit, nothing too much. Burma Road is still open, so China bought itself some artillery while it could and built itself a nice defense for the Burma Road also, so it's pretty good. And I think the only one that I am really missing a video of is America over here didn't do too much. Other than that, that's round 1, going to round 2 tomorrow. Alright, we're back at the end of round 2. Round 1, we didn't realize that Japan moved back from 15 to 16 because 15 was too close to the Americans to declare war. We did, however, miss that they attacked Kwangtung, which brought it into the war, but we didn't realize it, so we left it at, for this game, we're just going to leave it at he's not attacking the British anymore, so the US are still not in the war, and the British and Anzac are not at war with Japan at the moment, just China. As for just sitting there, they moved towards Honolulu and just kind of sat there, and that's about it. Same with the Carolina Islands again. Anzac bought some stuff. They took another Money Island because why not? And then India took another Money Island and moved a little bit into the West Indies and pulled up to the Burma Road because China went towards Japan and asked for help. Russia's pulling back from up north, and they're just again building up on the border there for Germany, not at the war yet. Germany built up a bit of a invasion fleet up north, and to counter, the UK put a whole bunch of boats on the border of London to try and help out there. The US again just built up on both coasts. And Italy has taken Syria to push into the Middle East, moved their fleet a little bit, and that was about it there. Africa didn't really do much either. And off to round 3. Alright, end of round 3, and the fun stuff started to happen. Japan and the US have started fighting each other over here. Japan did not take anything. Philippines is still United States. Honolulu is still United States, but all of Philippines is dead. And all of Honolulu was dead. We took out some Japanese that invaded Honolulu, and the Japanese that invaded the Philippines is just sitting there. Anzac bought some more troops. Chinese took out Japanese Air Force, which was kind of nice. British moved up and took Kwangtung back. Russia, of course, still just walking away and sitting on their lines. We're moved into Persia with the UK. Italy has moved a step closer to Egypt by taking Alexandria, and they moved into the Middle East, over there towards Persia. Germany bought himself some fleet and wiped out the UK fleet up in London pretty much. Not much left there. The US brought their forces over now that they're in the war, and they're moving towards... Those men up top are actually just men on the boats that are sitting off the coast of the UK there. That is pretty much it for now. Turn 4 is going to be fun. Alright, end of round 4. Anzac has been noticed that they have 10 planes and moved north a little bit.
So since you took this,
we have the US are just sitting there. Japan has taken Hawaiian Islands. They also have the Philippines. Japan's in control of the Pacific at the moment. Inland, on the other hand, Japan has some control, but they're also losing control because they don't have any men. The UK pushed into Persia, and they now have Persia and are holding it. Russia pushed in. Russia attacked Warsaw and took it over with about 8 tanks left over with Germany there. Italy took Cairo, so Egypt has fallen to the Axis, which is gone. The UK Europe has pretty much just built London up as a fortress to hold out. And the U.S. are just sitting over on the coast over here, too. U.S. has not really moved.
They lost their transports.
They did lose all of their transports that were sitting up there because Germany hit it with 2 bombs because they was only protected by a cruiser. So that was the wasting of about $100 and some. Off to round 5.
Hard when they
Okay, end of round 5, and Honolulu is still in control by Japan. Lost their battleship and stuff over here in the Carolina Islands because Anzac just attacked them. Pulled some stuff back towards Japan here. China cleaned up what was left of Japan. Burma Rose open again. The UK moving towards the east and the west, dividing forces. Russia took Warsaw. Germany took Warsaw back. Russia took Warsaw back again, so we're pretty much a stalemate there. Germany just building up forces and looking to move. Italy, on the other hand, pushed down south a little bit, and they're pushing hard into the east. They're probably going to conquer the Middle East here shortly. And the Mediterranean fleet is still untouched. The UK just turtled up there, not doing anything at all. And the US is just sitting on the border, not doing anything either. So, off to round 6. Alright, end of round 6. And Japan has decided to attack the US because they stayed there. So Japan pushed in. Anzac moved out to the Carolina Islands, started doing a bit of movement. UK's moving up the coast to take Japan's money away. China started to take Japan's money away also. Japan doesn't have much left. I mean, for how many ships they don't have a lot of land left. They got a bit in the water still, but... And then we got the UK down here, not doing too much. They Pacific moved over to help out a little. Italy's the big story of this game, I think. Italy has taken over the Mediterranean since the beginning, and now they've pushed in and they now own Persia with a pretty decent force that they took out. Russia is looking slim. They're scattered a bit. They went for a push on Berlin, and 18 tanks saw none of that. London is just sitting there. Germany's a tank. That's just what it is. Germany's tanks right now. U.S. over here didn't do anything. So that's pretty much the board, and we're off to round 7. All right, end of round 7, and Japan holds the coast of the U.S. They've lost it. Anzac came up to surround Japan to try and help build some pressure off of the U.S. Britain took back the Philippines from Japan. Italy now has Persia. That might have happened last turn. I can't remember. Africa is just kind of at a stalemate. They're not really doing much. Russia's still spread out. They have troops, but they're still spread thin. Germany's got his borders built up, and London is just stockpiled again, and the U.S. bought a ton of tanks to try and go back across to the other coast. Off to round 8. Okay, end of round 8, and U.S. took back their mainland. Anzac left the Japanese coast. Japan decided to build up. Anzac also moved up north a bit with some forces. UK took some Japanese territory, so did China, just pushing Japan back even more. Other than that, UK is just kind of sitting. Russia went at Romania, won. Italy took it back for Germany, and then they lost the Caucasus to Italy also, because Italy is a beast at the moment. UK, Africa, not much happening in Africa. A little Italian guy moving out to the west. Germany is sitting tight. They moved up and took Leningrad. And they took Norway back. London's doing nothing. And then we got the coast over here, which nothing going on. Round 9. Alright, end of round 9. And we are US sitting there, Japan isn't doing much. Anzac pulled back. British pulled up in a mass. China's amassed up north. Anzac sitting down here. India didn't do much. Russia took the Caucasus back and held them. Surprise, surprise. And built up Moscow because their invasion from Germany is coming towards Moscow right now. Britain's sitting there. Got a big turtle. Not much on the coast over here. In Africa, there was a fight down here, which the British won, surprisingly. And that's about it. Off to round 10. End of round 10. Gonna be a quick video. Japan lost their fleet. Anzac took it out. China moved up. UK sat still. Russia just pretty much pulled back to Moscow, lost the Caucasus. Germany just kind of moved around a little bit. And that was pretty much it, I think, actually. Nothing really. We got a bunch of Americans built over here, and that is it. Off to round 11.